here, we're using Bluebeam Review. So here's the big picture. We want to take our documents, and I'm going to take our documents that are here locally on my computer, okay? They're just somewhere on my C drive. They could be on SharePoint. They could be on whatever. They're just on my PC. I'm accessing this information. And ultimately, I want to take this information on the go. Now, that means I can take it with something like this, with my Android device, an iPhone, using Bluebeam Cloud, or we're going to also show why you can use the iPad using Bluebeam Review for the iPad. And I'm going to talk about the differences and why you would want to use one or the other. So this is a little bit of a long, kind of detailed webinar, but I'm going to take this information and I'm going to put it into Bluebeam Studio projects. Now, most of you have probably heard about Bluebeam Studio projects, and it gives you the opportunity to take your files and store them online. You've probably also heard of Bluebeam Cloud, and Bluebeam Cloud is a new service that Bluebeam now offers with subscription of Review 21, where you can access your files anywhere in the world as long as you're using the internet. And so I can open up some files over here and start to look at them online, and I can review these documents. I want to show you a workflow of taking the information from the desktop to the iPad, then to a mobile device utilizing sessions. So hopefully you're ready for this, folks, because we got a lot to unpack. All right, I have a empty project over here. I have not an empty project. I have a project file located locally that's over here on my computer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Studio Projects, and I'm going to open up a brand new project. Now, this is going to go through, and I'm going to go ahead and call this 2024-05-15. Let's go mini. All right. I hit OK, and this is creating an online presence in Bluebeam Studio Projects. I have a whole nother webinar on just setting up Bluebeam Studio Projects, but I want to show you how easy it is to bring this into a studio project and then be able to access this information anywhere. I'm going to select Upload Files, and I'm going to select Add Open Files. This is the file that's sitting over here on my C drive. I'm going to hit OK, and we're doing this live. So this drawing right now is sitting now, instead of on my C drive. Oops, you know what? I almost forgot something. This is a single file, multiple page PDF. I'm going to delete that. And here's the reason why. I want to use single file, multiple pages to this project. That way people can check in, check out different files, and I can put different files on a session. Now that doesn't mean you can still use a single file, multiple page, but I prefer going through and having single files. So how do I do that? Let me go back. Let me cancel this. Let me close this, and I'm just going to open up that file, that project. I'm going to go open, and I'm going to open up this one right here. And I'm going to extract all of these individual sheets, right? So I'm going to select these, hit Control A, right click, and go through and extract all these pages right here. And I'm going to extract them all, and I'm going to extract as separate files, and I'm going to use the page label right here. That is going to be that. But wait a minute, maybe I want it to actually have the sheet name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and create a new page label really quick. You know what's nice is, we're doing this live, right? So as you see here, I'm creating page labels, which can then be used downstream to help organize my drawings. And I know what the sheet number is. And then when I save this information online, I know exactly which sheet number I'm in and the name of the sheet. All right, so I'm going to do Control A, select all of these, and now I'm going to extract these as single pages and use them here and send them over here to my desktop. So I'm going to send them over here to my desktop, and I'm going to say, all the single files, all the single files. It was supposed to be single ladies or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to select single files and it's done. Over here, let's just take a look real quick, and there are my single files. Awesome. Let me go ahead and close this, go back into my project, and over here is Let's Go Mini. I'm going to go through and upload the files, go to Files, and go to my desktop. And by the way, this is live, right? So I'm going to go ahead and bring these in. I'm going to wait until that bar finishes processing, basically indicating that these have finished being uploaded. Depending on your internet speed, this might take a few minutes, depending on your internet speed and the size of the project files. Guess what? That's it. They are done. Project is ready to go, and now we can start inviting people. So how does this work if we wanted to take this information on the iPad, right? So over here, if I wanted to take this information, and the difference between studio projects and sessions is projects is one person works on it at a time versus a session over here is a collaborative environment. So in a studio project that we're in right now, one person right clicks on this file, checks it out, and then opens it. So this is going to be similar to the process you might be doing in SharePoint, and I can go through and mark this up on my PC. Right? When I'm done, I'll go ahead and check this back in. This is just a regular studio project. Awesome. And it's uploading it, and I can access this anywhere in the world. Now, this is just one person working on this at a time. So how do I access this on the go? If you're working in a studio project, you can access this information on your iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and start my iPad and share with you how easy it is to find this information on the iPad. I'm going to go ahead and launch a little app that will share my screen. And the whole idea is taking the information on the go right now is going to be using Bluebeam Review, which is a separate install. It is a $10 app that you purchase through the App Store. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my secret code. You guys don't see that code, right? You probably do. So that's okay. And in just a moment, I'm going to be sharing my screen. All right. So now we're looking at my iPad. The nice thing about the iPad is it's totally portable. So many people have it. 80% of households apparently have an iPad, and I'm part of that. So I'm going to launch Review. And on the left-hand side, if I go over to my projects, I'm going to log in real quick. Let me go ahead and put in my ID. And put in this. Now we're doing this in real time, so you can see that I have my iPad over here. Now the one over here that I'm going to start to take a look at, here's my projects. Let's Go Mini is right here at the very top. And I click on that. And if I want to start to work on these files, all I have to do is tap on the icon to unlock it and then tap to open it. That's it. And now I'm working on the go on my iPad. Well, this is great if you're using an iPad, but then sometimes people have said, well, what happens if, and I'm going to go ahead and check that back in. So check in, check out. But what happens if I'm using an Android device, right? So, or I want to use my iPhone. Now, the review that I just was showing on my iPad is just on the iPad. It's not available on the iPhone. But what if we wanted to take this information to go on any device, right? Any of my iPhone or Android device, anything but this one right here, right? The iPhone 3G. All right. But all kidding aside, we want to take this information on the go. We can use something called Bluebeam Studio. Bluebeam Cloud. And Bluebeam Cloud is available to you in Review 21 with subscription, and it gives you access over here on any of these projects. So what I'm going to do is to work on this in a collaborative environment. Now, this is something that no one's done yet. I'm going to take this information. In this case, I'm going to take these 3 files from this project, and I'm going to push it into a new session. And I'm going to go ahead and call it Mini 2.0, right? Just for the fun of it, Mini 2.0. Now, this is going to go through and check out these files from this project and upload a copy of these. You'll see them, they'll be checked out here, and now they're online. That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. This information is now available in a session, which means I can have users on their desktop working on a PC with Bluebeam, full Bluebeam review working on this. So I'm going to go ahead and open this right here, and I'll make another markup. I'm going to come over here and give it a nice fill color and just put something here and say, this markup is from my PC. Right? I don't have to save it. All I have to do is just close it, which means I can be working remotely using my iPad. But what if we're actually using an iPhone? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and now use my phone or web device. And in this case, I'm just going to launch my internet browser to show you how easy this is. And then we're going to try to pair it on my phone. I'm going to go over here to my dashboard. Let me go ahead and minimize this. And there's a new feature over here called Studio Sessions. Now, what's unique about this is Bluebeam Cloud, you have projects. Those are independent of Bluebeam Studio. They're 2 different servers. They don't talk to each other. But what does talk to each other, is all new Studio Sessions. So this is a game changer. This is what I found out today, is that the sessions that I create on the desktop using Bluebeam Review on the desktop is available on Bluebeam Cloud. That means I can take my drawings in a session to go anywhere, Android or iOS, without doing a thing. I'm going to go over here, and here's my Mini 2.0. I click on it, and there we go. There's the drawings. These are online, and what's nice about the Bluebeam drawings over here is that I can start to go through, select a different drawing. Here's the drawing that I was working on in just a moment that was on the desktop. See, there's the one that's on the desktop, and I have on the left-hand side some tools. Now, this isn't full-blown review, but this gives me all the things that I need to do to mark up my drawings to the need that I would want to on the go. So if I go over here and I click on Cloud Plus, I'm going to go over here and make a new one and say this is on my Chrome. So this doesn't install Bluebeam Review. All you have to do is invite someone and they can participate in marking up this drawing. I'm going to try, I haven't done it yet, I'm going to try my iPhone over here and do the same thing. What do you think, Misty? Is this just like the coolest thing? I know you've seen me do a lot of different webinars, but all the information is right here on your fingertips.
That's pretty dang cool, I gotta say.
And I hear so many people talking about competitors, right? Going to that other one that starts with the letter P, and we're going to work on documents on the go using that one. And there's 2 of them that start with P. But this is an all-purpose solution. So I can use all my tools in Bluebeam Review on my desktop, put it into a session, have it available here on my computer, or I'm going to go on my phone. This is going to be nuts. I'm going to go on my phone and give me a moment. It's loading. Here we go. And do the same thing. Again, there's no app needed. So I'm going to go over here and go to 896. And this is Android friendly. I don't have an Android. I do, but it's not powered. But now I can take my documents, and over here, I'm going to go through and launch Chrome. This is a game changer. Over here, I'm going to go here and go to Bluebeam over here, let me just go to app.bluebeam accept cookies. Who doesn't like cookies? I like cookies. Do you like cookies? ASTI.com. And if you're not getting this already, this is super easy. And I'm doing this in 15 minutes or something like that. So it is super, super easy. And by the way, if you have any questions after this webinar, there's a Q&A session or Q&A area in our online platform right now. Or afterwards, if you have questions, you can just send us an email at info@asti.com. All right. And over here, here's my minis. I'll go over here to my drawings. And look at that. I mean, well, you see it, right? I mean, they're tiny little things. But if I go over here and here's my mini to go, and this is from yesterday, I'm going to go over here to my sessions. Remember those sessions? And here's mini 2.0 right here, which means all I have to do is tap on it. And now I can open up those drawings on my iPhone or Android device and zoom in, go to the next page, just like I did before, and start to mark this up over here. And I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use something different. I'm going to point to this right here. And hopefully mark it up. It's a little bit laggy. But anyway, do we have questions from the audience?
We don't have any questions yet. My question is, how the heck did you get that phone on here for us to see it like that? That's super dope.
All right. Excuse me. So, the whole idea is that we can take now our documents on the go. And the point being is it's super, super easy. And the newest thing that really blew my mind that I wanted to share with you all is that the information is seamless, where the information can be online. So you can be on an Android device or an Apple device, or you can go on your computer and use Bluebeam Review. In the past, I've always told, for the people who know me, I will let you know the truth, and I'll say, hey, this is the recommended workflow. We stick with Bluebeam on the PC. As a second choice would be on the iPad, but so many people have Android devices, including Android tablets, and there hasn't been a solution because iPad Review, it only works on the review for the iPad. But now, using Bluebeam Cloud and taking the drawings from a project into a session opens up a whole new world where we can take this information to go anywhere using the desktop, iPad, or Android device.
And we did get a question. Jim said on the iPad there is a Bluebeam View, Bluebeam Review, and Bluebeam Cloud. Which one is it that you used on the iPad?
Okay, so on the iPad, I downloaded from the App Store the review for the iPad. Was that user using Android or iOS? What did he say?
Jim, let us know. Were you using Android or he said iOS?
Okay, so in the iPad, on the iPad through the App Store, you buy review for the iPad, and that's a $10 app. If you're using the phone, you don't have to purchase anything. You just go to app.bluebeam.com using Chrome. Chrome is the preferred internet device. So you're going to just go to Chrome and do app.bluebeam.com. That's it. That's all you have to do. And here within the help menu, you can actually start to go through and find more information here in Bluebeam University about app.bluebeam.com. But that's the great thing is on the iOS, on the iPhone, you don't have to buy anything. If you're using the iPad, you're going to want to purchase the iPad for review, and that's a $10 app. But if you're just using your iPhone, you just go to app.bluebeam.com. That's app.bluebeam.com. That's right here, app.bluebeam.com. Of course, you have to have Bluebeam Review 21 on subscription for this to work. So that's it. That was my presentation. Nice and short. Or I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, but I got everything in there that I really needed to. Again, taking information as a recap. Bluebeam Review, when you're on subscription, you have access to Bluebeam Studio projects and sessions. And if you're using the core or complete version, you can use both. If you're using basic, you're very limited on what you can collaborate on. I don't think you can collaborate in sessions at all. But anyway, make sure to send us an email if you have any questions or have any issues getting to Bluebeam online.
Awesome. Lupe said, hello, little off topic. Could certain tools like Polyline be imported into the cloud version, then edit properties?
So here's the thing. The online through app.bluebeam.com, if we take a look, the information that's here can be limited and I'm going to go through and let's see let's see, it'll come back online. Oh, looks like I signed out. Hold on, 0969. So when working in Bluebeam on the cloud, the way that you can import your lines, long story short, is bring them into your tool chest. And over here, when you launch review for the very first time, and you go over here to the tool chest, you can go over here and send your tool chest to the Bluebeam cloud. Now, this happens once. So what you want to do is have all of your tool sets turned on that you're using and then send them over to Bluebeam Cloud. When you're on Bluebeam Cloud and you go to your projects, I'm just going to open up one of these right here. Take a look at a drawing. You have specific tools, but you don't have all of the line types that would be available to you on the regular desktop or using the iPad. When we start to take a look at these tools right here, if we wanted to draw something, these are the tools that I have. So as I mentioned, Bluebeam Review for the cloud is limited with what you can do, but here's the tool chest, and now we have different things that we can draw or use that have been imported from our tool chest, some of which might not make it all the way through. Again, Bluebeam Cloud, what I call app.bluebeam.com, is limited, but it is a unique possibility to go through and share that information on Android or Apple systems, iPhone specific if you're talking about phones. If you're talking about tablets, use the iPad and purchase the $10 app, and then you have full everything. Hopefully that answered your question.
I think so. If not, Lupe, you just let us know. All right.
Let me see if I can show everyone where that is, because I've seen that question come up before on where to get that. So I'm going to launch my iPad and I'll show everyone where that is on the App Store. Again, this is something that you purchase directly through the App Store. If you're looking to purchase Bluebeam itself, please come to us. There's lots of benefits by purchasing it directly from us. And here we go. There we go. So if I go over to the App Store I'm going to launch that, and I'm going to go in the bottom right-hand corner and search for review. And it's the second one right over here called review for iPad. I'm going to go ahead and look at that one. The one that says open right here, that might be the one, I mean, not might be, that's the one that you want to look at. This Bluebeam view for iPad is old, doesn't really work anymore. Bluebeam review for the iPad is a full operating system of review where you can customize your line types. You have a lot more flexibility. You also have built-in markups lists. This is really like Bluebeam Review Lite for the iPad. And we have a class on it too. Any questions?
I put in the chat the link for a trial of Bluebeam, and then I also put in the chat our Bluebeam training, so you guys can have direct link to that as well.
Yeah. Well, I hope you all found this informative and fun. I got to tell you, this is, to me, this is a huge game changer. The fact that we can take our information in a session and have that available on the desktop, on the iPad, on the iPhone, and on an Android device is amazing. And when we're looking at these projects and or sessions, inviting people is super, super easy. So if I go over here and go to sessions, I'm going to go to mini and invite someone to this. They don't have to purchase Bluebeam. Again, getting invited to a session, I can invite all my subs to this, and they don't have to purchase anything. They just have to be invited to it.